NASA's telescope confirms aliens actually do exist. The drip feeding of disclosure continues. The drip feeding of disclosure is intensifying, it appears, what with the amazing news that space boffins at NASA have confirmed very recently. For the first time ever, the U.S. Space Agency has spoken about life on other planets, and they are now certain it does exist, which could be a huge step forward for the race for the truth about the ETs. NASA, having made these astonishing claims during a large conference event in Washington, now hope to scour the universe in hope of finding these alien life forms. And they are planning to use some of the world's most advanced technology to produce a roadmap of space. NASA has already discovered more than 5,000 planets that could sustain life, and many more are likely to be found. Nowadays, the modern telescope can look at hundreds of thousands of stars and tell if they have one or more orbiting planets. Many people believe that this acceptance of life beyond the stars is a massive step towards full ET disclosure. Let's not forget that NASA have already hinted before that they are soon to one day discover alien civilizations in space. Please click here for more on this. Imagine the worlds out there. Imagine the worlds out there. Intriguingly, Sarah Seeger, who is the professor of planetary science and physics at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology in Cambridge, Massachusetts, went on to say, "Sometime in the near future, people will be able to point to a star and say, that star has a planet like Earth." Astronomers think it is very likely that every single star in our Milky Way galaxy has at least one planet. There can be no denying the fact that today's modern telescopes can look at hundreds of stars and tell if they have one or more orbiting planets, so it is very interesting that NASA are starting to open up more about alien life in space. Could it be that they already know what lies beyond? It is also worth noting that these telescopes are that powerful that they can even determine if the planets are the right distance away from their host star to contain liquid water, which is the key ingredient to life as we know it. NASA know far more than they make out, and they are too scared to disclose the truth, in fear of the elite losing their power and control. NASA plans to launch new telescopes in the next few years, including the incredible Webb Space Telescope. This state-of-the-art machine will search for oceans in the form of atmospheric water vapor and look for life on nearby planets that are similar to Earth in size and mass. "This technology we are using to explore exoplanets is real," said John Grunsfeld, astronaut and associate administrator for NASA's Science Mission Directorate in Washington. The James Webb Space Telescope and the next advances are happening now. These are not dreams, this is what we do at NASA. NASA is now that convinced that life can be found and that we are not alone in the universe. It has even been suggested that this is a critical way of informing the planet that we are very much not alone in the universe. NASA went on to say, "What we didn't know 5 years ago is that perhaps 10 to 20% of stars around us have Earth-sized planets in the habitable zone," says Matt Mountain, director and Webb Telescope scientist at the Space Telescope Science Institute in Baltimore. "It's within our grasp to pull off a discovery that will change the world forever. It is going to take a continuing partnership between NASA, science, technology, the U.S. and international space endeavors, as exemplified by the James Webb Space Telescope, to build the next bridge to humanity's future. If this isn't disclosure itself, though, what is? NASA are literally telling the world to prepare for ET disclosure.